Alright, we're going to go ahead and move on to interrogatives. Interrogatives are our question words. So you should have a paper that looks something like this, and we are going to fill in the chart. Now this chart is set up with several categories here on the far left. The categories are people, location, things or actions, reason, time, and description. So for those of you who think like that, we've got it set up like that. And we are going to fill in the blanks with the Spanish for each of these English words. So for who, we should have quien. Q-U-I-E-N, accent on the E. Remember, all question words, if you look down here at our word bank, all question words have an accent mark. Next we have where. Where is donde, D-O-N-D-E, accent on the O. What, K, Q-U-E, accent on the E. Why, porque, P-O-R, space, Q-U-E, accent on the E. Remember, the question porque, why, is 2 words. However, if you make it 1 word, no accent, it becomes because. So 2 words with an accent means why, 1 word, no accent, because. When is cuando, C-U-A-N-D-O, accent on the A. How is como, C-O-M-O, accent on the O. With whom is con quien, C-O-N, space Q-U-I-E-N, accent on the E. To where, adonde, A-D-O-N-D-E, accent on the O. Which is cual, C-U-A-L, accent on the A. From where, de donde, D-E, space D-O-N-D-E. And you use this to ask where someone is from, okay, as opposed to just where, donde. De donde literally means from where. And how many, cuantos or cuantas, C-U-A-N-T-O-S, or if whatever it is feminine, C-U-A-N-T-A-S, accent on the first A. Okay, if you need a chart that's already filled in to reference, there's one in the book, and that is in the purple Spanish 1 book on page 184. Let's go over the pronunciations again. ¿Qué? ¿Cómo? ¿Quién? ¿Con quién? ¿Dónde? ¿Cuántos? ¿A dónde? ¿De dónde? ¿Cuál? ¿Por qué? ¿Cuándo? All right, moving on down here. What are interrogatives used for? So interrogatives mean question words. They are used for asking questions. In Spanish, when you ask a question with an interrogative word, you put the verb before the subject. For example, ¿A dónde van ustedes después de las clases? In English, it would be, where do y'all go after classes? We switch the verb and subject in Spanish as opposed to English. Notice that all interrogative words have a written accent mark, like I was saying. Accent mark goes here. You can change a statement into a question by raising your voice at the end. So you don't always have to use your question words, but you can make something a question just by changing your voice. For example, Margarita va a la biblioteca? Is Margarita going to the library? All I did was change my voice. I didn't put where in there or anything like that. You could also add verdad, which means right, to the end to emphasize this. So another example, without using question words, would be Margarita va a la biblioteca, ¿verdad? Margarita's going to the library, right? Okay. Fill in the blanks and translate the conversations. Number 1, given the option between donde and a donde, what would you put in this blank? Blank van Natalia y Roberto. And the response to that is van a la biblioteca para estudiar. So clearly they're talking about where they're going. And are you saying where something's at or to where something is going? ¿A dónde is to where? So, of course, the answer is ¿a dónde? Número dos, of course, it's ¿dónde? ¿Dónde levantas pesas? Levanto pesas en el gimnasio. Where do you lift weights? I lift weights at the gym. Okay, so that's the difference. ¿Dónde is where something's at or where something occurs, but ¿a dónde is where someone's going? Is to, so you're going to somewhere. Okay? People. ¿Quién versus con quién? So who versus with whom? Number 3, blank. ¿Hablas mucho por teléfono? Hablo mucho con mi amiga Tina y ella es muy divertida. So, blank, do you talk a lot on the phone? The answer is con quién. With whom, con quién hablas? With whom do you talk a lot on the phone? Which of course means number 4 is quién. ¿Quién es tu profesor? Who is your teacher? ¿Qué versus cuántos? ¿Qué is what? ¿Cuántos is how many? Let's look at number 5. Blank libros en la biblioteca. Hay muchos. So in that conversation, they're asking about books in the library, and someone says there's a lot. So someone had to have asked, are there a lot, or how many books are in the library? How many would be cuántos, which of course makes number 6 ¿qué? ¿Qué comes para el desayuno? What do you eat for breakfast? Reason and description. ¿Por qué versus cómo? ¿Por qué is why, and cómo is how. Now, cómo gets a little tricky because we use it for things that are somewhat different compared to English. They don't always directly translate. So you have to be careful with cómo. Okay. Número 7. Blank estudias tanto. Soy muy trabajador. So blank, you study a lot or so much. And of course the question is, ¿por qué? Why do you study so much? And the person's saying, because I'm hardworking and I like to read. And in number 8, of course that makes 8, ¿cómo? ¿Cómo es la clase de matemáticas? That literally says, how is math class? And the person's saying it's interesting but difficult. More direct translation, or what we would say in English would be, what is your math class like? And that's where it gets a little tricky, okay? What is it like versus how is it? Just be careful with como, okay? And down here at the bottom, parte B, look at the groups of phrases, put them in order, write the sentence, and then translate it into English. Ooh, okay. For example, Paulina, ¿a dónde va? We have to put that in order. I think these numbers somehow got moved. So it should be, ¿a dónde va Paulina? To where is she going? Paulina. Or as we would say in English, where is Paulina going? Okay, número 1. We have es, el profesor de español, and quién. And of course, we need to make that quién es el profesor de español, who is the Spanish teacher. Número 2. They have given us sillas, hay y cuántas, and we're going to make that cuántas sillas hay. How many chairs are there? Okay, go ahead and pause this, do 3 through 6, and come on back. Okay, number 3. We have Luisa, ¿a dónde? And va. We're going to make that ¿a dónde va Luisa? Where's Luisa going? Número 4. ¿Cómo? Ella and es. We're going to make that ¿cómo es ella? What is she like? Number 5. Corren, ¿dónde? And ellos. That becomes ¿dónde corren ellos? Where do they run? And number 6. ¿Con quién habla Margarita? That one's a trick question. It's already in order. And that says, with whom does Margarita speak to? Alright, that is it for interrogatives or question words. You can always refer back to the book if you need to. And we covered everything here. Yes. Alright, good luck.